Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Moyna Bass Fishers. I am Jim Moyna, professional bass fisherman. In this video, we're going to talk about my third day practice here at the St. Croix River in preparation for the next Champions Tour tournament that is this coming Tuesday. So today was Friday. It was hot. It was calm. A little breeze came up in the last few hours of daylight, but it was a sweltering kind of a day out there. The fish and the fish kind of bit with the well, how do I want to say this? Just they kind of bit as you'd expect. There was a morning bite. And then when the sun got directly overhead, that midday period seemed to be a little bit tougher. And then when we got the last couple hours of daylight, well, then the fish picked up again. And so nothing too unexpected there. Now we are. I always like hot weather for smallmouth fishing. It really seems to really just put the smallmouth into lunatic mode, and they just get after it. They get eaten. Now we've got a big cool down coming, and that can really I mean, the smallies go from just attacking everything, and now they can go to just mellow, finicky. They are kind of finicky anyways, but like ultra finicky. So it'll be interesting to see how badly they just shut down with the cool weather. Hopefully they don't shut down, but we'll see. Now there are a lot of smallmouths in the St. Croix River. This is the first tournament I will ever have fished out here. And in case you're wondering where it is, it's on the border of Wisconsin and Minnesota. We got about 25 miles of river to fish. It's a really cool place to fish. Although, probably the big negative out here would be just all the giant boats that go run up and down this river. I mean, I'm talking giant. These are like ocean going type boats, and for whatever reason, I guess people just want to outdo their neighbors. I mean, there's just tons of massive boats out here, and they don't just kick up a boat wake. They just kick up swells. I mean, just big swells of wakes, and it's something you got to get used to. And I mean, I guess I'm used to it, but doesn't mean I gotta like it. It's like, why do they gotta have such giant boats? I don't get. I mean, just way huge boats for a body of water that's like no more than a mile wide. Maybe at the widest, it might be a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles at the most. I don't know. You know, if you want a canoe, kayak, or you got a small boat, these giant boats they just ruin it for those types of users. Those users have to pretty much they have to plan to go early in the morning before those boats get out there. So, and I don't get it. I mean, these are just giant, enormous boats. I mean, I guess, I mean, if it's their money, they can do what they want with it, so whatever. All right, so I never caught a largemouth today. It was all smallmouth, and I caught one nice one. It was probably, I mean, I didn't weigh it, but it was right in that 4 pound range. Maybe a couple ounces less, a couple ounces more, but it was right there for sure. fact, when I grabbed it with my hand, it totally had like a 5 pounder kind of a feel to it. But the fish out here run skinny, and and I think I know why. It's because there's so many fish out here. There's no, I'm not really seeing a, uh, I'm not really seeing a intermediate food source of food as far as size goes, an intermediate size food for these fish out here. It's like right now they're eating like minnows that are like this big. I mean, really small. And you're just not gonna bulk up eating that kind of stuff. You know, it's so all the smallmouths I'm catching are just kind of scrawny, especially compared to Leech Lake or Mille Lacs, where those buggers are like ginormous, or Lake St. Clair. I mean, those are all just really thick smallmouths. These St. Croix smallmouth they're on the thin side, and it's got to be there's just not that intermediate forage for them. I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing. There are shad out here, but I'm not seeing like shad schools of like perfect like 4 inch shad. So these 3 and 4 pound smallmouths here, they're still just. I don't know what they're eating on. They're probably eating on the little minnows just like everything else. I'm guessing, maybe not. Um, but I'm just trying to figure out why those are so skinny. The northern pike, they look normal. The walleyes look normal. The white bass look kind of stout actually. So I don't know. Maybe there is enough intermediate forage out here, intermediate sized forage. But why aren't the smallmouths bulking up? And it's I don't think it's anything new or different. I think it's just the way it's always been here. Um, so I don't know. It's just something interesting, just an observation. What is the reason for these smallies looking so lean? All right. Well, so I've got my couple days in fishing south of the Hudson Bridge, and with the Champions Tour, they split the fisheries in half. You have a morning session on one half, and then you have an afternoon session on the opposite half. So you don't know how they're going to split this. I try to get fish located in 4 quadrants of the fishery. So in this case, at the first couple days of 3 days of practice now. Today was my 3rd day. I've spent all my time downstream, and I wanted to be down there during the weekday because on the weekend tomorrow it's really going to be nuts with boats out here because it's going to be a nice weekend. And so if I go upriver, I can get into some areas where maybe there won't be as much big boat traffic because you get out of the marked navigational channel and you're pretty much just on your own up there as far as getting around and avoiding there's deadheads and there's unmarked channels. And so I'm thinking that the weekend's the day to fish up there. But anyways, so I've got fish on the Wisconsin side, I got fish on the Minnesota side downstream of the bridge. So I got that covered. Feeling pretty good about it. I mean, they may not be winning fish, but they're fish to go after and go catch and see what happens. So now I got the weekend and Monday, because the tournament's Tuesday. So I got the weekend and Monday. So I'll spend the next 2 days above the bridge, fish some on the Minnesota side, some on the Wisconsin side, try to locate fish on both sides. And then Monday will be my wild card day, where I'll use that to fill in the gaps of where maybe, what quadrant in my weekend, and try to fill in that gap, and then maybe revisit. I I don't know if I need to revisit any place that I've been to. I don't know. Sometimes if the fishery is in a big state of flux, it's not a bad idea to revisit some fish that you found early in practice to see if they're still there. So Monday could be set aside for some of that too. Maybe it just depends. No walleyes today, but there's a lot out here. The biomass of fish out here is incredible. I mean, I'm just talking all fish combined together. Catfish, pike, the minnows, the smallmouth, the walleye, there's sauger. I haven't caught a sauger. I'm sure there's sauger because I know the sauger on the Mississippi, which this flows into the Mississippi, free flow. There's unobstructed, so there's got to be sauger out here. I haven't caught any of those, but I haven't caught a crappie either, and I think I've been around some, but just I'm not really crappie fishing, so I guess that's why I'm not catching those. Haven't seen a muskie yet. Other than that, I guess that's all I have to really share today. So, I did catch a catfish today. That was my first one and only one. So that was interesting. Another weird thing that happened today was, so I hook up on a smallmouth, and and I get him almost probably about 15 feet from the boat, and he's up on the surface, and all of a sudden the bait flies out of his mouth, and he gets away. So the bait comes flying back, and then as it flies back, I take the rod and I just whip it back down, and I body slam the bait like 10 feet from the boat. and another smallmouth just drilled it right there. They weren't big, but it was like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, whoa, there's one right there. So that was kind of interesting. So, all right, I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to go to bed because it's late. When you fish till 9, I quit fishing at 9. Got back here probably at about 9:45. By the time you drive back to the boat landing, load it up, drive from the boat landing to the campground, it's 45 minutes. So I've had my dinner. I've answered some emails, and that kind of stuff. So, it's probably like 11 o'clock at least now. And I'm going to be getting up tomorrow. I got to get up early enough tomorrow to beat the rush to the boat landings, because it's probably going to be a busy day here on the St. Croix on a nice weekend. All right. That's all I got to say. Over.